Joey Graziadei confesses Bachelor uncomfortable situation. April 28, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Joey Graziadei is looking back on his season of The Bachelor. He opened up about the uncomfortable situation he found himself in. Keep reading to find out what he was talking about. Joey Graziadei and Kelsey Anderson inch toward marriage. Joey Graziadei didn't find love with Charity Lawson on The Bachelorette. But he wasn't ready to give up on love, despite his heartbreak. He accepted the role of The Bachelor for season 28. His season started with 32 women, but only one woman was left by the end. Joey Graziadei fell hard for Kelsey Anderson. He proposed during the season finale, but they haven't made it down the aisle yet. The couple always planned for a long engagement, but fans have been anxiously awaiting a wedding. After The Bachelor, Joey went on Dancing with the Stars. He won season 33 and joined the national live tour. It's been a busy time for them. Wedding planning took a backseat. They recently hired a wedding planner, but the wedding is still 2 or 3 years away. Joey Graziadei confesses Bachelor uncomfortable situation. Finding love on reality TV wasn't easy. Joey Graziadei was a guest on the Squeeze podcast hosted by actor Taylor Lautner and his wife Tay. They asked Joey about his time on the ABC dating show and if he was afraid to hurt the feelings of the contestants he had to send home. Joey admitted that hurting the women was one of the biggest downsides of doing the reality dating show. He recounted the uncomfortable situation of explaining to the women why they weren't right for each other. However, he hoped that the women left the show with some understanding of why he sent them home. One of the most awkward breakups was when Joey sent his runner-up Daisy Kent home. At that point, she had already figured out that he was going to choose Kelsey because Joey had a stronger connection with her. In a shocking turn of events, Daisy actually dumped Joey at the rose ceremony platform. Viewers praised both Daisy and Kelsey for their maturity in handling the situation. But he says it was worth it. Joey Graziadei confessed that looking bad on TV was one reason he almost didn't do the show. But he's glad he did. He said on the podcast that the experience was worth it. Even though he had to hurt some of the women, The Bachelor show led him to Kelsey Anderson. After The Bachelor and Dancing with the Stars, Joey Graziadei said recently that he's done with reality TV for a bit. However, he's interested in becoming a TV host or correspondent. Viewers adore Joey, so that would be a great career move for him. He moved to Los Angeles with Kelsey so he could compete on Dancing with the Stars. The move was supposed to be temporary, but they liked California so much, they decided to stay longer. Now they are trying to decide if they want to stay in California or move somewhere else. Did you find any of the breakups between Joey Graziadei and his contestants uncomfortable? Sound off in the comments. Joey Graziadei confesses Bachelor uncomfortable situation that shocked fans. You won't believe what happened. Joey Graziadei, one of the fan-favorite contestants from The Bachelor season 29, has always been known for his charming personality, genuine heart, and effortless connection with the women he's met. However, in a shocking new confession, Joey opened up about a deeply uncomfortable situation he faced on the show, leaving fans stunned and in disbelief. Was Joey really put in a situation that made him rethink his entire experience? Was there a moment that even he couldn't prepare for? Fans of The Bachelor know the show isn't just about roses and happy endings. It's full of drama, awkward moments, and life-changing decisions. But Joey's experience? That's one for the history books. This was more than just your typical drama-filled moment. It was a scenario that tested his limits and forced him to confront something far deeper. A dream come true, until it wasn't. Joey Graziadei had come on The Bachelor with dreams of finding true love. He seemed to effortlessly connect with many of the contestants, especially during the early stages of the show, where his sweet demeanor and easygoing nature made him a clear favorite. Fans adored his laid-back vibe, his passion for his work as a physical therapist, and his genuine interest in the women around him. But it wasn't all sunshine and roses for Joey. While he was navigating the whirlwind romance with several contestants, there was one moment that took him completely by surprise, a moment that would push him out of his comfort zone and into an uncomfortable reality. So what exactly happened? What was the moment that changed everything for Joey? Here's a breakdown of the shocking incident and how it completely flipped the script on his experience on The Bachelor. The night of the uncomfortable rose ceremony. It was supposed to be another peaceful, tension-free rose ceremony. The night was filled with laughter, meaningful conversations, and the anticipation of what would come next. But behind the glamour of the ceremony, Joey was facing an issue he hadn't anticipated. Joey had already become close to a few of the women, especially Kelsey, who had been nothing short of a standout in his journey. The chemistry between them was undeniable, but what he hadn't expected was the growing tension in the group. While some contestants seemed to bond with him more, others began to feel left out, confused, and hurt by the constant shifting dynamics. I had no idea how hard it would be to balance all these relationships, Joey confided in a recent interview. I thought it would be easier. I thought it would be about making a connection with one person, and then everything else would just fall into place. But that wasn't the case. It was like navigating a minefield. This uneasy dynamic came to a head during the final moments of the rose ceremony. Joey had to make an incredibly tough decision, choosing between the women he had developed feelings for. The women were on edge, each hoping to get the precious rose that would take them one step closer to a future with Joey. But it wasn't just the drama of who would stay or go that made things so uncomfortable. It was the undercurrent of manipulation and emotional pressure that Joey suddenly found himself trapped in. I didn't want to disappoint anyone. I didn't want to let anyone down. But the truth is, I was feeling like I was being torn in so many directions, Joey admitted. It felt like the pressure was building up, and no matter what I did, someone was going to be hurt. That's the reality of this process. It's not just about finding love. It's about dealing with the emotions of everyone involved. The moment that shocked fans. During that rose ceremony, after a tense silence, Joey made his decision. However, before he could hand out the roses, one of the contestants, who had grown very close to him in the weeks leading up to this moment, decided to pull him aside. What followed was a shocking conversation that none of the cameras were prepared for. The contestant, visibly upset, asked Joey if he truly felt a deep connection with her or if he was just playing along to avoid hurting her feelings. Joey was blindsided by this confrontation, as he had never seen it coming. It was one of the hardest things I've ever experienced, Joey confessed. I had no idea what she was going through emotionally, and for her to come up to me in front of everyone, asking me if I was just going through the motions, that shook me to my core. I never wanted anyone to feel like that. It felt like my heart was being torn in two. This unexpected moment left both Joey and the contestant visibly shaken, and the tension in the room was palpable. The other women, witnessing the exchange, were left in shock, unsure of how to respond or how to handle the growing emotional tension. I've seen some tense moments on the show, but that one was different, a fellow contestant later revealed in an interview. Joey looked like he didn't know what hit him. It was like watching someone try to juggle fire while blindfolded. You could tell he was genuinely torn. The aftermath, how Joey handled the situation. Following the incident, Joey took some time to reflect on his actions, his feelings, and the impact this moment had on his journey. He knew that things were getting increasingly complicated, and he needed to be honest with himself and with the women he had been building relationships with. In a candid interview post-filming, Joey opened up further about how difficult it was to juggle so many emotions at once. It was overwhelming, Joey explained. When I look back at that moment, I realize how much pressure I was under. It wasn't just about the women, it was also about the expectations, from the producers, from the fans, from myself. It's a lot of responsibility, and I didn't always handle it well." While Joey admitted that the situation was uncomfortable, he also reflected on how it pushed him to grow and understand the complexity of relationships. It wasn't just about chemistry and connection. It was about communication, vulnerability, and navigating deep emotions. Something that isn't always easy, especially on a reality dating show. What fans are saying: mixed reactions. Joey's confession sparked a wide range of reactions from fans. Some praised his honesty and vulnerability, noting how rare it is for contestants to admit when they're struggling with the process. Others, however, felt that Joey's decision-making process seemed indecisive or confusing, and that he had handled the situation poorly. "I respect Joey for being honest about how he felt," one fan tweeted. "It's not easy to admit when you're overwhelmed, especially in front of millions of people. I think a lot of contestants just want to protect their image and avoid confrontation, but Joey faced it head-on." However, some fans were less understanding. "I get that the process is hard, but this just made him seem indecisive. You can't have it both ways, Joey. Either you're in this or you're not," another fan commented. What's next for Joey? With the Bachelor final just around the corner, fans are eagerly awaiting the final outcome of Joey's journey. Will he find the love he's been looking for, or will the uncomfortable situation be the thing that ultimately derails his relationship goals? Joey has hinted that his journey is far from over, and that he's ready to embrace whatever comes next, including the challenges that lie ahead in his search for true love. "It's been a wild ride," Joey admitted, "but at the end of the day, I'm just a guy trying to find someone who gets me. And even if it's uncomfortable sometimes, that's part of the process. I've learned so much about myself, and I'm excited to see where it all leads." One thing is for sure: Joey Graziadei's confession has left Bachelor Nation talking, and fans are eager to see what will happen next in his quest for love. Stay tuned for more shocking revelations from The Bachelor and exclusive updates on Joey's journey. What else does this season have in store for the charming contestant? Only time will tell.